Hello, my name is Margarita and I work as a paraprofessional and as a behavioral therapist. I believe that these experiences have allowed me to practice and observe the dispositions I believe I currently possess. The first one is high expectations. I believe that all students can learn and that as a future educator, I will design expectations that each individual can meet but can also challenge them. Celebrating their strengths, constant appraisal, and reminding them that they can do it are great ways to promote the high expectations. The second one is respect diversity. I believe that embracing culture, gender, language, ethnicity, and abilities are all important part of a safe learning environment, and that teaching the curriculum is as important as teaching students to respect and embrace one another. I remember when I was in 5th grade, our teacher had us write a biography about ourselves and she had us bring in an object to share that represented our culture. I remember after I was done with my presentation, I felt included, I felt accepted, and I felt like my classmates and friends knew a little bit more about me. The third one is self-reflection. I believe that self-reflection is an important aspect of a teaching profession. My experience has allowed me to accept and reflect on positive and negative feedback. As an ABA therapist, I have constant evaluations at least once a month from my supervisor and on my performance. And at the beginning, I did have a hard time accepting the negative feedback. But I've learned to accept both the positive and the negative, and the negative feedback has actually allowed me to grow as a therapist and become better at what I do. And once I receive the feedback, I reflect on it, I make the necessary changes, and I apply it out in the field. The fourth one is compassion. I am a compassionate person. I am compassionate about working with children. I want each of my students to feel like they belong in the classroom, and I want their voices and their ideas to be heard. And ways that I can build the students' trust, and ways I can have them open up to me, and ways that I can motivate them to work is by showing them that I care. A good example is by simply checking in with them in the morning. So as they walk into the classroom, ask them how their day was the previous day, or just a simple good morning, or just a simple comment like, I'm happy you're here. Those positive remarks go a long way. And are also by interacting with them while they're working individually or in groups, walking around, kneeling to their level, and that makes them feel as important as anybody else, as everyone else. And then the fifth one is dedication. As a paraprofessional, I feel as I am extremely dedicated to my job, and I'm always the first one to sign up for voluntary trainings or conferences. This is actually my 3rd year attending the GAVIC conference, which is a bilingual education conference, and it has taught me a lot, and it has taught me to apply the strategies that I learned in the classroom that I currently work in. And I can see myself the same way when I become a teacher and actively involved in ongoing learning and participating in professional development. The next question is, what dispositions do you need to work on before you enter the classroom as a first-year teacher? And I believe that promoting and supporting curiosity. I love to be creative, and I've seen that it's really hard to be creative and try new things in the classroom, especially in the special education classroom, because teachers are constantly assessing students and assessing them for IEPs, for triennials, and even preparing them for state testing. It's hard to incorporate creativity and fun activities while you're trying to prepare the students for upcoming tests or assessments. And before I start teaching, I want to make sure and think of ways that I can incorporate creativity into my lessons. And the next one is fairness. I feel like I know I need to be fair with every student, and I need to work on that because as a paraprofessional right now, I do have my favorites, and I know that I have to be fair, and that's something that I need to work on before I start teaching. And the third question is, what does a professional educator look like and how do they behave? What standards guide their thinking and actions? I believe that a professional educator is passionate and enthusiastic about their job. They show up to school with a smile on their face and are ready to make a difference. I also believe that a professional educator believes in sharing and collaborating. They understand the power of working together with others to improve and empower student success. A professional educator views failure as part of learning. I am sure many teachers will admit that they had a lesson plan that didn't go as planned, and they easily became frustrated or they moved on. But a professional educator will embrace failure as part of the learning and reflect on it, share it with colleagues, and accept suggestions for improvement. And I believe that the in-task standards are a great guide for first-year and experienced teachers. They're a great reminder of teacher expectations.